Hey, have you noticed how Brian's been getting more aggravated lately?
Yeah, he's married. I don't think people like this whole married Brian situation.
Woo! All right, guys, let's get this podcast going already. Woo! Why are you guys looking at me like that? What? Were you guys interrogating me or something? Or what? Ow!
You're on drugs, aren't you?
What? No! Why would it be on drugs?
Of course you are. Look at this.
Dude, I'm not on drugs, man!
Huh?
I swear!
Swear on what?
I swear on Joey, dude!
Swear on me!
Why are you Dark Knighting me?
Whoa, calm down, guys. Easy, man. This is supposed to be an intervention, not interrogation.
Intervention? Intervention for what? What the f*** did I do?
It's the booger sugar. I see it all over your face.
Booger sugar? Dude, this? This is powdered sugar from the sugar donuts I was eating earlier.
What sugar donuts? Where?
They're in my pocket.
You think that we're idiots? Of course there's not powdered donuts in his pocket. Yeah, powdered donuts in his pocket.
I'm telling you, dude, they were just powdered sugar donuts. I was eating them because I was hungry.
Wait, hold on, I found something else in here. What is this? I knew it. You think we're idiots?
No,
What is this?
obviously not. Look, they flour for the cookies I'm going to be making later.
Likely story.
Give me that. Yeah, right, flour. You ever bake anything in your life? We're gonna bake you some cookies? Yeah, you didn't give me any cookies, huh? Ugh, that's flour. Ugh. God, that tastes terrible. Oh, God. Ugh. Oh, God, I don't know why I keep tasting it. Whoa. Why do I keep tasting it? Oh, God. Ugh.
See, I'm not lying. I'm telling you guys the truth. Powdered donuts and flour in my pocket. That's it. I'm innocent. I'm innocent.
I am so sorry. We should probably tell you, though, while we're already here, Spider-Man got a new love interest. Run, Renee, run, run, run!
Recording at 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, at Undersea Comics, Keeping Up with the Nerds presents issue 137. My name is Renee.
Nick.
It's Ryan.
And welcome to the show.
What are you doing?
Filling in empty space, Nick. Why are you not clapping? It's issue 137. Why do I sound super low? This is what it is.
You are a little low.
Stop, Nick. The way you grab the mic.
I didn't do anything.
It's the way that you grab the mic. That's how it always starts.
I haven't done anything yet.
You don't have to. You
Yet.
literally can just grab that mic the way you're doing it right now, and that causes problems. See, it's that look too, dude. That's a very menacing, sinister look.
It's only when I look at you in the eyes.
Stop, dude. Why you gotta be this way, Nick? Welcome back.
It's what they do.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone, to Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 137. Like Renee said, good job. You didn't stumble upon your words here. You knew which issue was.
Dude, yeah, because you said it like 4 times.
Yeah, because I understood the assignment.
You ever seen the movie Van Helsing?
Yeah.
Me and my brother always quote it. The scene where Igor is torturing the werewolf.
Oh, yeah?
And then Dracula comes down and he's like, Igor, why do you torture that thing so? Is what they do.
Anything interesting happened to you guys this week at all? No? It's been a normal, standard week?
Been kind of
I went to go see Lion King last night.
Oh, yeah. How was it?
That was a lot of fun. It was
Yeah?
a lot of fun.
Did you see Tom Cruise?
Why would I see Tom Cruise?
why
Because apparently he was there or something
Really?
like that. Yeah, or I don't know what it was, but Andy showed me like a photo from like the Pantages or like some Lion King stuff that you saw on Instagram. Like, look, Tom Cruise is dressed up as Timon. I'm like, what?
What?
dude? Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I'll ask Andy to.
If
send the
Tom
photo again.
Cruise was our Timon, oh my God, that show got so much cooler. I'm surprised he wasn't like trying to climb the rafters.
Did you go opening night or what? That was
No,
an opening night,
That
right?
was an opening night. No.
So then it might have been another day.
It might have been just a different day.
Yeah.
But if you haven't gone to go see The Lion King over at the Pantages or just in general, it's an awesome show.
It's expensive.
It's a really cool show.
It's expensive though.
Me and Monica, we got lucky because her brother-in-law has a friend who had tickets.
That's how you went. No.
We got orchestra.
Yeah.
We got orchestra seats. Like
So
we
at
were,
the front.
Oh man, I
he went with James Corden.
There it is.
When?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's what. Oh, that's a bad photo. It looks like he was photoshopped.
Oh, that's a terrible photo.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
a
they
terrible
were
photo.
Yeah,
photoshopped.
that's the one.
Yeah.
They look photoshopped.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So we went, and dude, I was so close. I could have I could have just put my hand out and like touched an actor.
No, that's not what you want to do though.
Caress
Don't
them?
want to touch an actor.
You don't want to touch an actor as they're performing.
I'm performing, man. Yeah.
No, I've heard it's really good.
Just as he's dancing, just push him over.
Oh, I just can't.
I thought he gets up. He's like, "What's your problem, dude?"
Yeah.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. You just jump on. It means nothing.
He starts singing over the whole musical for the rest of your day.
Okay,
All right,
you gotta stop.
we're gonna get demonetized.
It seems like it's a problem-free philosophy. You know, Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
You know what
What?
in our D&D group, I'm so I have a shield that protects me in every single time that I have to do
Oh my
it.
God. He protects you every single time from everything.
So
No,
you have.
so it's a floating shield that just hovers and protects me from damage. And the hovering shield has an activation word, and it is Hakuna Matata. So it's really funny in every single battle that we have.
So
I have
you're
to.
saying when it's activated, you have no worries.
I do
Mm.
because it's there. But
It's his philosophy, dude.
But every
Come
single
on.
time I start my turns, I'm always Hakuna Matata.
Speaking of D&D,
I would like to bonus action Hakuna Matata.
speaking about D&D,
Yeah.
movie comes out in 2 weeks now.
It does.
Yes.
I'm super excited.
There's that, and then there's actually another movie that comes out this week, along with Creed 3, is Scream 6.
Yeah.
Damn, dude,
Yeah.
all these bangers.
And then Fast and Furious comes out the end of this month.
Woo!
Yeah, we're gonna be using our A-list a lot this month.
Yeah.
We're Fast 10, baby!
Paying $25 a month has led up to this moment.
It's one moment, dude. This
Yeah.
is what League 4.
Why did you guys pay $25 a month for March? Just for March.
And then
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers comes out soon, too.
Oh, that's this month as well.
also this month.
Yeah.
Woo, dude!
Yeah, dude,
It's going to be
like-
awesome.
Every weekend is gonna be at the movies this week.
Heck yeah,
It's gonna be
dude.
great.
Movie March
think-
Madness.
I think if you guys want to find
Wait.
out what's going on for Scream 6, I think Our Real Addiction will be covering
Oh, it's
that.
Miguel's
Yeah.
movie.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. But hold on, you just gave me an idea. What about if we put these on a bracket and then we do a March Madness of the movies that came out this month?
Maybe next month if there is, because it's always March. March is always busy with
That's
movies.
what I'm saying, dude.
No,
like,
but what do you mean a bracket? Like, who's going to perform better?
yeah, like which not only perform better, but which ones are gonna be better.
Oh, what if we
and then
argue?
as we watch them, we have to argue and then take like kind of like go like, I don't know, Super Mario Brothers was better than Fast and Furious.
Nah, Fast 10 wins, dude.
No, it's not.
God.
Well, you're gonna have to. You might have to argue that.
That to argue. Yeah, okay, I'm down. If you guys are interested in that, let us know. That
Yeah.
might be
Yeah.
that might be a mini cast. We bring it back for
Yeah,
a mini cast.
especially since there's so many movies coming out that are all
that's
interesting.
yeah.
And if
I would-
Scream 6 wants a good running, Miguel has to be on this.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
He
comes
finally
out
has to be on the show.
Yeah,
He has to come
In
in
person.
person. Yes.
You hear that, Miguel? Scream 6, you want it on the bracket? You got to come in here in
You gotta
person.
come in here in person to defend that
Every
movie.
time. And if he makes it past the next round, guess what? Next week you're coming back. again. Every single week, dude.
Dude, we're gonna bankrupt him.
That's
Yeah.
fine. It's not our problem.
We're not
You chose
accommodating
Scream
for
6,
your-
dude.
We're not accommodating for anything.
We're not accommodating for your
I guess
for your
sleep in your
transfer-
car. I guess. I don't know.
That's whatever.
transportation.
You know? Before we get on to our big topics, because we have a lot to talk about this week, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, go follow us on our socials on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Keeping Up With The Nerds. Follow us on YouTube. If you have not, go subscribe. 144 subs. Thank you to the 2 other people that have subscribed who have been listening and letting us know. Our retention rate is actually going up higher too, which is
Cool.
good. It's actually longer than the skit, so thank you for that. And thanks for the comments, Lewis. Lewis has been still on there.
Yeah, really
Apparently
quick
didn't want
shout
me
out
But whatever.
to Fist Comics for sharing our post on their story.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
Nice.
They did
Yeah.
what?
Fist Comics, when we uploaded our thumbnail, they shared it on their story.
That's awesome.
Thanks,
thank
Fist
you.
Comics.
Fist Comics. You guys
Thank
are
you.
awesome.
Appreciate
Thank you,
that.
Undercity Comics, also for letting us record here.
Yeah, well, we always advertise for them 140,
Listen, we don't-
136 times.
We know where our bread is buttered. So as much as we're shouting out Fist Comics for like sharing it, Susan, we love you.
Yes.
She lets us record here for free.
Yeah.
We advertise the store.
We'll
We
kill
record
for
here.
you.
Okay, no, not
Brian's
Nick
already,
will. No.
Brian's already taken out a couple people.
What are you talking about, dude?
I saw him tripping an old lady outside. John was just for fun.
And follow us on our podcast platforms as well if you have not. Thank you guys for all that.
Yeah, thank you.
Keeping up with the nerds.com as well for our website to keep up to date with everything that's been going on. There are a lot of pieces of information that have come out for comic strips. So
Yes.
should we get to that?
Let's get to it.
Cool. All right. So we're going to talk about comic strips first, and then we'll just kind of give you guys an idea of what this issue is going to contain. We want to go see the Cocaine Bear this past weekend.
Really quick before we
What?
before we get into Cocaine Bear, I was telling you in the car.
No, we're not getting into Cocaine Bear yet.
I know, but
This is the story
this
after.
is the
Cocaine.
story after Cocaine Bear.
Oh my god.
So we're going over to because we got in the car after
Yeah.
we watched the movie, and then me and Renee are fat, so we decided that we should go get in
Yeah,
and out.
get some food. Yeah.
We should go get in and out.
After watching a bear getting hopped up on cocaine, makes you hungry.
It does. It really does.
I'm surprised
So-
the bear was on
Which
that
you
bear.
got gummy bears.
Yeah, you jerk.
I did.
Yeah. Where did you get them from?
You got them free.
Yeah,
you
but
got
where?
you got the tickets from the A-list, right?
yeah.
You were the lead entourage.
Yeah.
Somehow this dumbass gets the gummy bears.
Yeah, he gets the.
I don't know
gummy
how I
bears.
got gummy
Yeah.
bears and you guys.
Well,
didn't.
where did you go to get the gummy bears?
I got them from the concession.
The concession, really? Damn.
Dude,
just
I
walked
wanted
over-
gummy bears.
I just walked. I gave you some gummy bears, didn't I?
Yeah,
You offered, and
but
I
he-
said
he
no
turned it
because I was
down.
eating
Yeah.
hot
chips.
Cheetos.
He's eating hot
I
chips.
couldn't get out of the hot
Is my
Cheetos.
hot Cheeto.
Hot Cheetos.
Okay, so you guys went to go get it.
So we went to go get In and Out, and as we were getting In and Out, we're all talking in the car. A car gets really close to Monica. Mind you, we're driving Monica's car because my car is a piece.
Who's Monica?
Monica is my girlfriend.
Okay.
So we're in my girlfriend's
It's the
car.
people don't know.
Some people
So
know.
that's true because the
They know.
Valentine's Day episode hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would know then. But anyway, we're in my girlfriend's car because my car is like, it's old, and
not bad.
her car is nicer.
Yeah, yours. Yeah, compared to yours, yes.
Yes, her car is definitely nicer. So we're in the car, and then
roomy.
this van comes up right behind her, and my foot is still on the brake, and then the car swings right past her, and then I let go of the brake after he clears it. She automatically assumes that the guy hit her car, like just straight up hit her
When
car.
really it was Nick letting go of the brake and then putting it in park. Like I knew.
Like, I
what
put
he
it
was
like I
doing.
put it in
trick,
park,
yeah.
and then I.
So
and then
it's
I
the
let go.
easy like that.
easy
But the
lurch.
thing was, it was perfectly timed of the van driving
Passing.
past the car and then going like this. Monica, oh my god.
Oh man, Monica freaked out. She literally just went like, "You about to see some shit."
With the door half open, she's
With,
halfway
dude,
out. Yeah.
Literally, the door is already open. She turns around, says that, looks me and Renee, and then I can just feel Renee's like, "Nick, you should stop this.
Stop this, Nick. Stop this, Nick.
Stop.
She's about to pull that man out of his car."
And then
I'm-
Nick revealed later on when we were in there, he goes, I kind of wanted to see how far it was going to happen. I was like,
So I told Nick on the ride over to pick you up, I was just like, dude, you're going to get someone killed. Like, your jokes, Monica's going to test your limits. Monica's going to test that limit. Like, here's the thing. You're fine. So far, I think your jokes have been tamed in the sense that you know when to pull the trigger and when to reel it back. That's
Yeah.
fine. But one of these days, Nick, you're going to forget. Like, you're going to plant a joke somewhere, and it's going to last like a couple days until it actually gets revealed. Then that person ends up dying.
I've already planted a joke in your house, and you haven't triggered it yet. So
Was it Joey?
no.
What would you have planned? Never mind. I'm not going to figure this out.
oh, wait, was this what we talked about?
No, shut your mouth, dude.
Don't worry about it.
He has a little living space in the attic of my apartment.
Oh, I've been living there for months. Whenever you guys make food, I always like put like just like a giant spoon.
That's in the attic of my apartment. There's there because I guess it's like renovated to like be an apartment because it originally wasn't.
Yeah.
Old beers, right?
Yeah, dude,
That's
a
all
bunch
your
of old
bottles?
beer cans.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, beer cans.
They're not even full.
No, they're just open. They're so old that they required those like little hole punchy things. You know what I'm
Can
talking-
opener?
Yeah, not a can opener. It's like a little thing.
Yeah, it's a can opener.
Sure, it's a can opener, but it's like a weird can opener from like the 1980s. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Those little
thing.
fat cans, like the
Yeah.
like
The
extra.
ones where you
like,
actually have to stab it.
Yeah, those ones, the stabby can openers. Those, whatever you call them. I don't know.
Before the tabs.
Yeah.
It was before tabs.
It was like a pin, right? Or
Yeah,
something like
so
that?
I don't know, dude.
No, the pin was the future. This is like it's
This is
a
the
flat
future.
top.
This
This is a flat
This is
top.
ancient.
Yeah, this is like a flat top. This is like 1912.
Should we get into comic strips now?
Sure.
Good story, Nick. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Stop, dude. You gotta behave yourself. I'm married.
It's okay. I'll be
Stop.
I'll be more
Shut
genuine.
up. Shut
make sure to be
Shut
more
up. Shut up. Shut up. Moving on, comic strips.
There's
You guys
some
are new to
dumb
the
things said in
show.
the car too.
You guys are new to the show. Comic Strips is a small segment in the podcast in this issue where we talk about topics that don't merit a 5-minute conversation because they're short and sweet and to the point. So here we go. We're going to talk about the first topic. The Haunting of Hill House creator has stated that he has a pitch ready to go for a Nightmare on Elm Street
Mike Flanagan, that's his name. Yeah.
movie or series.
I see him as a movie. He did
see.
Doctor Sleep, which was really good.
But also, I think Nightmare on Elm Street could be a sick series.
It could be.
He does. So
I
what?
think that would be a cool
One of the
series.
things I like about Mike Flanagan is that he does the perfect background scare, where he makes it known that the audience sees it, but not the characters in the story. They're not aware, but we're aware of what's going on in the background. And he does this amazing thing of like in the dark with these eye glows with all like these evil characters. They all
Yeah.
have like an eye glow. It's really good.
I also really like the way that he can structure a story where it's so perfectly told. Where if you go back with the information of the ending and then you go to the front, you're
Yeah.
like, oh
Yep.
man, he was setting us up the whole time.
So my question
So
is
I
this.
can totally see what if he had like a Nightmare on Elm Street. I can see him just setting up little Easter eggs all the way through it and
Yeah.
everything. That'd be great.
My question is this, because Midnight Mass was very, very highly rated, and what was it? Hunting in Hill House as well was also very high rated.
Yeah.
Doctor Sleep. Was
Doctor
that
Sleep. That was the sequel to The Shining.
Was that
he
good?
did.
Was that
Yeah.
really well?
Even originally Stephen King hated The Shining, because he wrote the book obviously.
He didn't. He
And then
didn't like.
He didn't like how the movie was made, how Stanley Kubrick did the movie,
Mm-hmm.
but he saw Doctor Sleep and he respected Mike Flanagan of both interpreting both the book and the film into this movie.
So the reason I asked this is because I've always heard that there's one critique about his way of like creating series and movies and stuff. It's that it's too long. Because Midnight Mass, I think, is like an hour and 10 every
Like
episode.
Every episode is like an hour, at least a little over.
We're not talking about an hour with commercials. We're
No,
talking about
this
an hour
is-
straight.
yeah,
It's
this is on
basically it's a
Netflix.
mini movie
a mini
series.
movie.
Yeah.
Every episode. It's interesting because I've been wanting to watch Midnight Mass because what's his name? Raul.
Oh yeah,
He's in it.
he's in it. Super great.
Yeah, he's not
like-
on Twitter anymore,
yeah,
but
he-
I used to love his tweets and stuff
Yeah,
because
he was on Funhouse too.
But-
Right?
he was on Fun. Yeah, he before the
That-
stuff.
Before it
that-
got-
that's like the greatest thing though about TV over a movie is that you can spend so much time and you can spend so much development in these characters, and if it's done correctly, like Michael Flanagan is able to do, you really care. And not only that, but also the revelations that usually happen at the end of his movies are not only mind bending, but they're mind blowing.
Yeah.
You just by the end of it, I remember when I watched Haunting on Hill House, I was exhausted. I was like, "Oh my god!"
story?
so long, dude.
There's
So-
like great moments he does with stories where he connects,
Yeah.
like little things that's happened, and then you turn out when you watch more of the episodes, they're much more bigger than we think.
Yeah, and I specifically remember certain parts
Yeah.
where I remember at certain parts while we were watching,
Yeah.
while I was watching it, where I had to take a break. I had to take a
I
break.
think one of the greatest moments in Haunting in Hill House was the crooked neck woman, the reveal of that.
Oh, that was sick.
That was cool.
That was great. That
Like,
was
they
a-
finally
that was-
revealed that.
Yeah, who it was, and like going through like the different
Yeah.
the
That
different
was-
times that the crooked
was
neck lady
crazy.
had been found. I mean, had been spotted. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good one.
So real quick, we're gonna cut real quick. So editor Brian's gonna take care of this, and it'll be like nothing ever happened.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, my phone has been updated.
We're back. Nothing happened. It's all good. Nothing changed.
Nothing happened at all.
But I'm interested to see what his take on Freddy Krueger would be.
Yeah,
Also
cool.
interested who he would pick to be
That's
Freddy.
another
Himself.
thing. too.
No, because
It's you all along, dude.
because the last person they got to play Freddy Krueger was the dude who played Rorschach.
He wasn't bad. It's just the story wasn't great.
The other thing is that his voice wasn't different from Rorschach, so it was like he just used the same voice.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of like, oh, it's just Rorschach that's doing these creepy things.
That's true.
But also, I mean, it's hard to compare Freddy
Yeah.
Krueger's.
There was one line that was like, someone said, "Oh God," he goes, "No, just me." I'm like, yeah, it sounded like Rorschach.
All
I was
right,
like,
sure.
yeah.
Moving on to another topic. The Red Death is been teased and finally revealed for the last season of The Flash.
Season 9
as the big baddie for
the
this.
final antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this was like known for quite a while already.
It was.
We talked about it a couple of months ago, but
Yeah.
now we finally got a reveal.
The suit looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the design for the Red Death. It looks pretty good. But it's kind of being anticipated as well that they might be bringing back a couple of the baddies from the Flash TV series,
So, yeah, they've already
including
talked about it.
Godspeed, as Avatar, Reverse Flash, and Zoom. So it's
Zoom
going to be
was my
some.
favorite.
But you were doing some research on this, and you found out that Reverse Flash, or excuse me, not Reverse Flash, the Red Death, is someone that we don't usually think we would see as Red Death.
So that was during the whole metal arc inside of DC Comics, and it was it was from the dark version of Batman. It was an alternate version of Batman where he steals Barry Allen's powers and he basically ties Barry Allen to the hood of the Batmobile, and then they fuse together, and then he basically takes over Barry Allen. Barry Allen gets absorbed into him. He now has the powers of the Speed Force, but Barry Allen is trapped inside of his head. And he's been like basically torturing Barry Allen so that way his subconscious can be like just shoved deeper and deeper into his subconscious. But Barry Allen every so often does get like free, and like he's talking to him about like, you know, Bruce, what are you doing? Like this is, you know, this is wrong.
Why did he become the Red Death?
Oh, he wanted the Speed Force.
He wanted the Speed Force because he figured that the only way he knew how to solve his problem was to get the Speed Force, and Barry didn't want to do it for him. So
To
he was
save
like,
his parents from dying?
No, it was more of like not saving the world, but kind of like stopping something from happening.
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Okay.
And then he needed the Speed Force. Barry said that if I do that, then I would kill thousands upon millions of people because I think he had like run around the world, run around the Earth, and he would like destroy the planet. And then he basically called Barry a coward, knocked him out, tied him to the Batmobile, and then fused with him.
Just got it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then took his powers, and then he did it, and then destroyed the Earth.
So this is Batman, but
Bruce
the
Wayne,
Flash,
yeah.
It's Bruce Wayne's Batman.
Yeah.
but the Flash is
Yeah.
not doing this.
The only time we had a Batman iteration was Batwoman, the show Batwoman.
Mm-hmm.
And
They did have a Bruce though.
yeah, but they never revealed Bruce, right?
They did.
They did.
Second season, yes. In the very beginning, they showed who their Bruce Wayne is, but it was Thomas Elliot. So they showed who his face was, but because they had Thomas Elliot come in, because also the other Bruce is Kevin Conroy, because he was the alternate version.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Instead of like a Kingdom Come
Rest in
universe.
peace.
Yeah. But they did bring in Bruce Wayne eventually, just for that. They never got a chance to really dive into more Batman stuff, just because the show ended up getting canceled after two seasons.
Well, when you have your lead.
Yeah, Ruby Rose left, so that's kind of a problem. And that's the other issue though, is that this Red Death is the Batwoman from their DC universe. It's not really clear how exactly she became the Red Death. It's not exactly clear what her motives are, why she's against Barry. All we know is that she is the new avatar for the negative speed zone.
Yeah.
I feel
For the
like
negative speed force.
as the Flash keeps going and going and going, it just proves the memes right that the writers just want this show to end, and they're just given an assignment to write a new arc for a new season.
Essentially.
And they don't know what they're doing, so they're literally just kind of pasting everything together, getting a paycheck, and walking out.
Yeah.
It sucks because
you know what?
the show was good for the first 2 seasons.
You know what? I actually would have appreciated if the final season would have been the Rogues. if they would have.
they started that. That's the thing.
And the thing is that they teased it very early on in the show.
They recast. Was it Captain Boomerang?
They recast Boomerang.
Yeah.
They recast which one? They haven't recast a new Snark. They haven't recast Mirror. They recast Mirror Master.
Yeah.
They had like all these new ones, but I would have loved to have seen like them going. You know what? Let's band together and let's kill the Flash. Like that's the only way that we can beat the Flash. Like don't make it a speedster.
Like
just
a
go.
Sinister Six-esque kind
Yeah,
of thing.
give us a Sinister Six for the final season because that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
Because you can then run through all of his villains that he's had over all the years.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that TV shows are trying really hard to kind of give us this grand spectacle when those grand spectacles should kind of belong to the movies.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The Red Death, it feels like one of those villains that you saw in the comic books to bring on TV.
Yeah.
It's interesting, right?
It's also very new.
It's very new.
The thing is, though, it's that it seems like they think the show can't survive a season without having some sort of speedster antagonist.
But see, that's dumb.
But that is in mostly every other season, except for I think it was season 4 or 5 where they had the Thinker as the overarching villain.
Well,
right?
they had the Thinker, and they also had who was it? Cicada.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They had Cicada, and they also had the Thinker. But I have to admit, I do understand the thing because every single season Barry gets faster. And even when he's like, oh yeah, I'm faster than all the other speedsters.
Well, now he's the avatar for the Speed Force, for the light Speed Force,
I know,
essentially.
but it sounds really dumb whenever people are like, they do something, and then the Flash is like, oh no, like I have to go like save this other person. And then they save this other person, they look, and he's like, dang, they got away. And it's like,
it seems like
it's so stupid. It's so dumb.
Yeah, it's weird because when I watch clips, I'm watching clips. I'm not even tuning into the episodes.
The show.
I'm watching clips, and I think I stopped after the Savitar season, and I kind of watched the Thinker season, but I was like, I'm done because it was just getting more ridiculous. And
the Thinker was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, they keep giving a dishonor to Wally. Wally's like one of the greatest sidekicks, other than Robin, in the DC universe.
Well, he eventually becomes like the fastest man alive.
Yeah, because
faster than Barry.
Wally's supposed to be the fastest out of all of the speedsters, even faster than Barry, like you said. But they just shrug him off, and every time he's in there, he's like, "Oh, cool."
Because
Wally's here.
Barry's the golden boy of TV.
Well, it's not.
Everyone knows Barry Allen. No one knows Wally West.
Well, the thing is that also they were having a little bit of issues with the actor as well.
Was it? Oh, okay, I didn't know
where
that.
the actor wanted to go do his own thing, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm doing my own Activision, and I'm doing all these other things. So I want to leave the show."
What other things was he doing? He was the only thing I saw him in was Love, Simon. That was it.
I don't know. He's an activist too, so I'm pretty sure he was doing some other stuff. But I do know that's the other reason is that he left to go do other things because that was the hard part about the CW's like sidekicks is that all the sidekicks eventually leave, except like Roy Harper. Roy Harper was there for 2 seasons.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, I do really like their version of Roy Harper. He did an awesome job. Yeah. Wally West, he was only there for like maybe 2 seasons. And
2 seasons
like,
fully,
okay.
yeah.
And then he was just like,
he was on Legends for a little bit.
He was on Legends for 1 season, but then I think the writers figured out we can't have him on Legends because he solves every problem.
Yeah, no, honestly,
he's too good. He's too good.
That's how it is.
Nerf him.
If you have a speedster on your team,
You're done.
They can easily solve the problem.
It was actually in an episode where they got out and then they were like, all right, cool. We got to make sure that we got to get the amulet. We got to do this. And then we got to make sure that nobody sees us. All right, team, let's go. And then as soon as they turn around, you just see Wally zip and then come right back. And he's like, all right, so I got the amulet. What else do we need to do? And they're like, there's supposed to be an adventure that happens. You can't just run off and go get it and then bring it back. And he's like, why not? Like, because that's not how this goes. And he's like,
they got to nerf it somehow.
Yeah, and he was like, do you want me to go put it back? But yeah, you can't have a speedster on the Legends team because he just solves every problem.
Yeah, because every mission in the Legends team is just they have to be covert. There has to be some sort of, like you said, adventure. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas if I'm just the fastest man alive, I'm a blur. So I just
I don't know. That's the thing. Back. I don't know. This is overall. I'm not. It's just ridiculous to see how the writers do with Barry or speedsters in general. Because at one point we talked about this. They can carry or hand their own lightsabers or not lightsabers. They're lightning bolts and just use them as weapons.
The speedsters.
The speedsters, yeah.
I don't know. I'll be honest, look, because we got to wrap up this Flash topic pretty soon. But I'll say, after watching 2 seasons of the Flash, I was over it. I think the CW just kind of needs to get its head together. Understand, like, okay, this is too wacky, this is too much. Just ground it a little bit. I like the idea of having the Rogues be the villain for season 9 for the last season. The simple concept of eliminating Barry, over and done with. Okay, that's it. That's
not
good
only
wrap.
that, but also I feel like that would also, like, Barry's already saved the Earth. He's already saved everything else. He's already saved Central City. He saved the Speed Force. Just give him some, like, low stakes villain, not necessarily low stakes, but like give him some, like, menacing villains that aren't speedsters. Give him everything else. And also this year we're getting Diggle back. We get Oliver Queen back. We're getting what was it? We have Batgirl back. We're getting all of these characters. Like really give them somebody to go after, and so I'm interested to seeing how they finish off this series, because Flash is the longest running. It ran longer than Arrow.
It ran longer. No pun intended. Or pun intended.
Did they already reveal the plot line of where Barry goes in the future? Like, remember that, where
They did.
They
that
did?
was supposed to be Crisis.
Oh, was that Crisis?
So,
Oh my God, we gotta wrap this up.
Okay, so hold
Jesus.
on. Okay, so sorry.
I don't watch the show, but that's always been the plot.
So
plot hole.
the original plot was that Barry disappears in Crisis in a red sky. That's what it says inside of the thing. So during their Crisis, it instead of Barry disappearing, Barry from 1990 show disappears. He sacrifices himself instead of Barry Allen.
Okay, I did see that clip. I just didn't put the two together.
Yeah, so he doesn't actually end up disappearing. Yeah. Also, that's the reason why Oliver dies, because he offers himself up instead of Barry Allen and Kara.
Yeah, and that's when they mend all the universes into one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
In other news,
so then what does this?
Last of Us news. Bella Ramsey apparently getting hate for the way she looks.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
It is
like,
so bad.
That's
Why is it
Look,
funny?
it's one thing.
Why is it funny?
Because
Brian?
it's one thing.
Why are you laughing at
Because
this?
it's one thing to hate really bad writing in a show
Yeah.
that should just ground itself. It's another thing to say, like, oh, well, you know what? This actress is supposed to play a very beloved character from a video game series.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like her, so I'm gonna hate her.
They
It's
understand
dumb.
that the voice actor also doesn't look like Ellie, right?
Oh, no,
Like,
you forget that-
you have these casual people that are just kind of like ripping onto it for no reason. See, another person that's well known in the world is Ben Shapiro. He watched the 3rd episode and talked about it, and he was just being so ridiculous. And I was watching a guy watch it, and he was like, "Yeah, it doesn't make sense that gay people are in the post-apocalyptic world."
Ben
Why do we
Shapiro.
have to-" Ben Shapiro.
I was like, Ben Shapiro. Ben
Yeah,
Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro. Ben
Wait.
Shapiro. Yeah.
Ben Shapiro took
Yes.
the time out of his day.
Yeah.
To review
he
The
talks
Last
about
of Us
episode
He
3.
talks about nerdy stuff from time to time.
I know, but I'm just saying in general, like,
Yeah.
he took the time.
Yeah, he watched episode 3, and then he started ripping into it of how ridiculous it was. There
He
was no
took the
point.
time to be a homophobe in the apocalypse.
Yeah. So that's what I thought too. And he goes, and so then the guy, the guy that was watching it, he goes, and then he even
No
says
one's got
too,
time to be gay in the apocalypse.
Yeah.
All right.
So then,
Gotta be straight.
So then Ben Shapiro said, "Well, I've never played the game, so I don't know what the story is." And I'm like, "Well, then everything you're saying is invalid, you know?" And so then the guy even said the guy that was watching Ben Shapiro said that, does he even know? He probably doesn't even know that Ellie's a lesbian. Like, he does, like, you could totally tell he doesn't know that, So it was just ridiculous.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
People see, it's funny how people are so loud about this show in particular, and they're the ones that don't know anything about the material.
No, this is the opposite. This show is getting a lot more love than hate. It's just that the amount of hate that's going through, like,
It's a
seeping
little
through the
louder.
cracks.
It's a
It's
little-
it's
it's a
loud
little
enough that
louder.
it's a joke.
Yeah, but the people that do know the material, I'll cancel that. No, cancel that. And the people that do know the material like the show or
Yeah.
love the show, but the people that don't know the material hate the show.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, why are gay people here? Why is this going on? It goes back to this.
I still feel like that's a weird criticism.
It
to
really
go, like,
is. It's
to
really
go,
weird
like,
to find something. Yeah, to find.
You
that.
thought you think all the spores would have taken all the gay people out of the world, they eat the most flour. That's
Yeah.
like I don't.
Where's
I,
my
I-
Paps?
yeah.
You know.
Like they baking them cookies, right?
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Ben Shapiro still has a podcast in the apocalypse. No one listens
No
to
one
him.
listens to it,
It's
not
just him
even-
and a
yeah.
disconnected mic going like.
It's just like, does it go
So
anywhere?
half America is already gone by the spores, but you know what? It's just a conspiracy developed by the Democrats.
Oh my god! Please tell me it's like Fury Road, where he's the guitar dude.
Yes.
Where he's just strapped to a mic, and he's just like this, and he's just like conspiracy. Gays.
Democrats are to blame. It's
You know,
those
the
liberal
Democrats
mentalities
are,
brainwashing you.
When I watch the show, the Fireflies are really much like the Democrats. You know?
Because the Nazis. No.
I'm gonna say this. Look, Pedro Pascal looks nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Not at
That's
all.
I know. That's a weird complaint.
So
How-
they
how-
hate Bella Ramsey for looking like not looking like Ellie. That's dumb.
Just for the way she looks.
She's
I know.
great.
Yeah. No,
she's such a great
No,
personality.
it's not even her acting. It's not even like
It's the way
how
she looks.
Yeah, it's the way she looks.
Yeah, shut
That's
up.
your nitpick.
Ah, who
Like,
cares? She's
I-
great. Hey, Bella Ramsey, if you listen to us, you're doing a great job. We love you
Yes.
as Ellie.
Love you as
She's
Ellie.
doing an awesome job. I
Yeah,
thought
past
it-
If anyone
episode
wants
was
to
great.
clip this and send it to her, let her know. She's doing great. We all love them.
The last, this last episode. Oh man, she killed it.
Yeah, this
She
was a
killed
good
it.
episode
This
for
is
her.
Oh, I haven't seen this. The
the-
mall
Oh,
one.
yeah?
Yeah, the mall.
Yeah,
I
the
the-
Left
cannot
Behind
watch The
storyline.
Last of Us at night. I get stressed out.
So you're not watching it tonight.
I'm not watching it tonight. I'll watch it tomorrow. I get
No.
real stressed out.
But
Apparently, I've
this-
been grinding my teeth while I sleep watching The Last of Us.
Dang, yeah.
Yeah, so,
So-
Personal issues you gotta work out. Man. By that point, sponsor BetterHelp.
sponsor Xannies.
finish your point. I got to move on to some other stuff.
Need to mellow out. Take a Xanny. No, Bella Ramsey has been doing an awesome job. She did an awesome job with the material. She's really been able to bring Ellie to life on the small screen, and I think if you are so small-minded that you can't separate the looks of a character that that coders designed and then put up in a video game compared to a real live person, I think at a certain point you couldn't figure out what else to complain about.
That's
Yeah.
what we literally been saying this entire time, Nick. You just wanted to have the final word,
I
didn't
did.
you? Congrats. You just repeated everything. People are not going to clip what you said. They're going to clip what we said, the jokes and stuff.
No.
People are not going to clip anything.
No.
Look at that. I'm going to go one above you. No one's going to do that.
No one's clipping anything and sending it to Bill Ramsey. No, please do. Come on. We love her.
Yes,
In some Nintendo news, I'm just going to speed through this because it's probably stuff that you guys aren't really watching, but whatever. Super Mario Brothers gets an early release in China. It's about a couple weeks, right? Or like a couple days before? Yeah, something like that. Pokemon Presents was this last Monday. If you guys are watching it on Wednesday. New stuff was coming out. New DLC for Scarlet and Violet came out with that's coming in winter. They did a new Terror Raid that ends on March 17th with 2 new Paradox Pokemon that are coming out that you can get that are not in the game yet. More than likely will probably be in the DLC when it comes out. They revealed a classic TCG set that'll be coming out at the World Tournament in March, I believe it is. It's pretty cool. If you saw the present, it looks pretty cool because they're re-releasing Blastoids, Venusaur, and Charizard. I think they're also re-releasing a couple cards from the first generation.
Really?
Yeah, they're doing that. So
that
I don't know if the
sucks.
value is going to drop
It would.
because it's not a full reprint. I think it's going to be like specially logoed or something like that. And the set looks pretty cool. I'd spend a good $300 on it.
Here's the reason why the set will drop is because if it looks almost identical but it has this one little tiny sticker on it, what's the difference?
I mean, it's the same thing that could be said about the Pops.
Exactly. That's why pops don't hold value if they get a reprint.
If they get a re-release.
Or if they were
Well,
in or if they sold mass,
Mhm.
like everywhere got them. Those are the pops that aren't worth as much. They're worth like $10. Whereas if you have a pop that was exclusively only on Amazon for this amount of time, or only at San Diego Comic-Con during this specific time, and then we never made them again, those are the pops that are usually pretty valuable.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with this. If you have cards that are from the original set and then you reprint them, people are just going to go, well, why would I spend the $500 to buy that Charizard when I can buy this pack or this
That
box
has the
set
Charizard.
that has it for $20?
It'll be
And it would plummet the price.
It'll be interesting because as far as we know from what we heard at the present, they said that the TCG Classics collection is only going to be released at the World Tournament in Japan. For now. It'll probably be a worldwide release with a limited amount of them coming out.
Once it
to
hits
the public.
America, everyone's gonna go crazy. They're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
kill each
that's
other.
people. I mean, the people that Walmart stabbings
We're
again.
taking 2.
He got two. They're also finally revealed more information about Pokemon Sleep, which is this app that will monitor how much you sleep, and you can get this little thing called a Pokemon Go Plus Plus. Little device that you put under your pillow, and Pikachu will sing you lullabies or talk to you as you sleep, and it monitors how well you
Why
sleep.
the hell would you want that?
I want it.
Yeah, of course you would want that. God.
You already have an annoying animal in your house. Why would you want another one?
Because this
No,
one
he
won't
wants a
be yelling at me.
Charmander.
Yeah, I want a Charmander, dude.
So as you fall asleep,
I got
you
a
just want
shiny Growlithe.
Cha, cha, cha.
And I got a Rattata. That's what I got.
Charmander. Cha. That's what you want as you go to sleep?
No, sure, whatever. Pokemon Sleep. That's
He
coming out in
wants-
the
he
summer.
wants
It's gonna be
a
great.
Pokemon in his ears, whispering sweet nothings.
Alongside that, Shigeru Miyamoto had an interview recently. They asked him a couple questions. One of the questions, which is kind of morbid to ask him, because it's like, dude, like, let's not talk about this, okay? The guy's immortal, please. They asked him.
No one's immortal.
No, shut up.
Okay.
Except for
Okay,
Tom
he said,
Cruise.
shut your mouth. Yeah,
Paul
exactly.
Rudd.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. Yeah, Paul Rudd, too. That guy is
Keanu
drinking from
Reeves.
the bathroom.
Keanu
He's showing his age. So they asked him, if he could live in any world he created after he died, what would he choose? And he responded with, I really love the work environment that I'm in because I get to engage in so many different environments where I can change the kind of works I do all the time. So I think it might just be my desk or my bathtub. It's interesting because
That's a parent answer. Like
that's a very
yeah, so it's like who's your favorite kid? You know what? I get the privilege of having all of my kids around me. I just want them to be happy and stuff like that. You just go along.
yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
They're all my favorite.
They're all my favorites.
No. You make a choice because I'm going to shoot one.
Then it would be me.
You know what? The choice is my heart.
I always thought it was. I always loved the one where it's what was it? Where they go like you have to choose a kid and they choose that kid and they kill the kid.
Oh, they kill the opposite.
Yeah. And they're like, now you have to live with it.
Yeah.
They also asked Shigeru Miyamoto what the environment of Nintendo would be like once he leaves, and he believes that the essence of Nintendo would still stay the same after he passes. You know what? It's kind of interesting because I think Shigeru Miyamoto still sees Nintendo as this like company that develops great worlds and gets people interested in all this other stuff. He just doesn't see that the Nintendo people are menaces and pretty violent and
Yeah.
kind of asshole-ish. Like,
Yeah,
not
I was
gonna
getting
lie.
mad at people reacting to Nintendo World at Universal Studios. Just how they're reacting. I'm gonna cry. I'm here. I'm like, get out of
Dude,
it. Get over it.
Look,
I was
all
like,
I want to do is I want to run around like Mario in Nintendo World.
Are you gonna cry? If you cry,
I'm not gonna cry.
You gotta
I'm gonna laugh so hard when Brian actually runs over to a block and tries to punch it.
and it's actually it looks yellow, but it's just like it's brick painted yellow.
Just you lied to me, Miyamoto.
So-
You lied.
Really quick, sorry, because my sister was watching the people at Nintendo World, and one of the things is that they were eating the soup there, and it's a mushroom soup.
Yeah.
And so then they go and eat it, and they're eating it, and they're like, yeah, there's like a strong taste of mushroom in it. And I'm like, no, duh! You're eating a mushroom soup. And they're like, it's good. I'm like, but do you like mushrooms? I'm thinking in my head. It's like, tell me if you like mushrooms or not. And they're like, some people like it, some people don't. I'm like, your whole basis of your review relies on if you like mushrooms or not. Tell me if you like mushrooms or not. Like, are people like, if you don't like mushrooms,
You know what? This
I
has
can
too
see
much
it.
mushroom in it for a mushroom soup.
Yeah.
Then what do you want? What do
Yeah.
you want, huh? What's in
Yeah.
a mushroom soup? I don't know.
Mushroom.
Mushroom.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of onion.
Yeah.
basil.
With a garlic.
will look. I'm excited. Andy and I have been wanting to go, but we're kind of waiting because the crowds
Oh, yeah.
have
no,
been
it's-
pretty. We've heard they've been pretty kind of violent. So
Yeah.
Have they
Yeah.
really?
Well, it's
Yeah.
Nintendo, yeah.
Yeah.
there's this story supposedly that they had to evacuate everyone from the land because a fire alarm went out, and they centered everyone in the center of the land, and they had to all escape through a warp.
See, and all
it was
this,
a clogged pipe.
yes.
What?
Damn it.
Dang it!
That was a good one.
That's hilarious.
That's actually pretty funny. That was good. I can't even be mad at you at that. No.
I just thought about it, and I was like, they all
Yeah.
escaped through a pipe, so it got clogged.
I hate appreciate you.
On that note, we got to wrap up
Yeah,
comic
you
strips
can't-
because we got
can't-
other
can't
topics
talk
to talk
about
about. So, if you guys have not realized it yet, The Mandalorian releases today as this issue comes out. So, we won't be talking about it here in this issue
We
because
haven't seen it.
not seen it.
we have not seen it. We can't go into the future because we're recording this on Monday. But, you know,
We don't have the gigawatts.
we
to do
don't.
it.
We don't have 1.5. We only
you
have
call me?
1.4.
What'd you call me?
So here's the deal. We've
You
seen the
can't say
trailer.
that.
We've seen the trailer. I think the most we can say is that we're interested in seeing what they're going to do with what's her name? Gina Carano's character?
Cara Dune.
Yeah.
Cara Dunn's character.
Dune.
Dune. Because
Get it right.
they had to write her off, right? You were looking into it. 2 minutes in, you know, we're not gonna really talk about it that much, but you said that the Filoni basically said that they're gonna kind of write her in a way where she's off in the galaxy somewhere.
Yeah, they're basically saying it's a big galaxy and people are fighting for screen time.
So sure, we'll live with that. I prefer. I like Cara Dunn.
Not
Well,
Dune.
it's, yeah, because we see that in the
You looked
clip,
at me.
Dude.
Dude.
and
it's not that hard.
I see there's a scene where Mando goes back to where I guess I forgot what's his name.
Grief
Carl
Karga.
Weathers. Carl
Grief
Weathers.
Karga.
Yeah. He's talking to him and stuff like that, but we don't see Cara Dune.
No.
You know.
Well, because she's supposed to be the sheriff in that area,
Mhm.
but you
She's probably
can.
off world doing
But
something else.
that's the easiest thing to say.
She's helping out the Republic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can always say, "Oh yeah, she got assigned to somewhere else," or you can always say, "Oh well, she's on a mission. The Republic sent her on a mission."
We had to
in
reassign her
there."
because she was saying some weird, hateful things.
She was saying
Those
something
damn
about.
liberals, dude.
She was going around town saying stuff about
We
building
came
a
out
wall.
as a liberal planet, so she
Building
had
a
to go-
wall in the town. She was going.
Yeah, she kept on trying to build that wall. Can you imagine
Look, we had
that?
to
She was
administer
just,
a vaccine to the
literally
entire
trying to
planet.
build a wall, and it was like, "Stop building the wall!"
And then she just started grabbing people.
No, you know what? It was because they were administering a vaccine, and she's just not having it, so she had to go
Oh,
off
yeah.
planet. That
It's a
yeah,
shame.
that
But-
sucks. But yeah, we'll talk about it in the next issue.
If anything, I can't wait to see all these Mandalorian. Like that's the one thing that we really got to good look at is just a lot of Mandalorians
I hope
on
that
screen.
I hope that the Mandalorians get a lot more screen time than the little green piece of
Yeah.
poop.
Well,
I think it's gonna be so funny just to see an entire group, a group of people on screen, and no one's face is being shown.
That's fine.
that's another thing too. And I was just gonna say that because Star Wars and also Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni love casting people in the show, but not showing their face who they are.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
I can live with that.
But I wonder who's gonna be some of those Mandalorians.
Daniel Craig,
Great.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise,
Ted Lasso was a stormtrooper.
He was.
Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Jason Sudeikis was a stormtrooper.
He's the one that he punched Baby Grogu.
Jason
in the back.
Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
Ted
remember that scene?
Lasso. Wait, Ted Lasso punched Grogu?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
Dude,
remember?
he's more of my hero now, dude. Freaking love him
Wait, you
now.
don't remember that?
I
that
forgot
scene?
it was Jason Sudeikis.
It's
Yeah,
Jason
Jason
Sudeikis. 'cause
Hey, good job. You know
Grogu
what? If
bites
I
him.
ever meet him, I'm gonna shake his hand and be like, "Hey, thanks for punching that little sucker, dude. You deserved it."
But first of all, he's gonna be like, "What are you talking about?"
He
Like,
punched him, dude.
Punched who?
Yeah,
He's
punched Grogu.
Oh.
He deserved it, dude.
And on that note, Ted Lasso trailer finally came out.
Yeah, Ted Lasso. That comes
March
out the
13th.
second. Yeah.
March
Dude, March
13th.
Madness, man.
I'm telling you, there's a
Movie
lot of
March
stuff
Madness.
coming out in March. We should do a March Madness.
So talking about this, right? Talking about movies. We started off technically. This is the preseason game, right?
yeah,
Cocaine Bear, which came out this last weekend.
just
if you guys didn't get that vibe from the skit that you watched earlier, or if you're listening to us, go watch the skit on YouTube. right
Okay,
now.
let's start off by saying this, okay? Because I think both of you guys had the same thought about Cocaine Bear coming out, and mine was a little more mellow.
Yes.
'Cause you had
I
Coke
said
before.
no,
That's why.
no. I've never done drugs, dude.
No, he's becoming a bit of not. It's not an insult. A bit of a film snob now.
What are you talking about, dude?
What do you mean? Because you have to critique every little.
Because I'm
thing.
studying film. What do you want me to do?
Film snob.
You have a stick firmly.
No,
placed
I
into
don't,
your
dude.
behind.
Okay, look, I understand when a film is
About
fun. I'm just saying, okay, that this movie for me was okay.
And that's
It's fine. Yeah.
It was
And
okay
you-
for us too.
No, you guys said it was good, and I'm like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's fine. I actually had a conversation with a coworker today because they haven't seen Cocaine Bear and they didn't go see Violent Night.
This is
But
not
I
the
said,
one that doesn't drink water, is it?
No, this is different. No, not him. Not him.
Invalid. Get that opinion?
Throw it out. It's over. You're
over.
done.
Yeah.
No. So his thing was that he was really excited to go see Cocaine Bear because it's like it's a bear on cocaine.
Yeah.
And then Violent Night was like Santa Claus kicking ass. It's fine, right? There's something to be excited about there. But I told him this. I said Cocaine Bear is basically, like I said on my post on Facebook, I said it's a $30 million movie with a screenplay that has nothing to you have nothing to care about in that screenplay, and a title that literally screams bro night vibes. That's all it is. That's all it is. Violent Night, 20 years from now, will probably be a Christmas classic.
Yes.
Yeah. And Cocaine Bear is forgettable. It's okay.
No, Cocaine Bear will probably be put in the same place as like Sharknado.
Or
Well,
Piranha.
I told you that
Or
sci-fi.
Piranha.
Sci-fi's already working on another movie, Meth Alligator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
saw
can,
that
I,
post.
I can see this going down as James Cameron's greatest movie, a Piranha 3D. Did you forget that he also did Piranha 3D?
Yeah, he did.
What? You don't have to talk about James Cameron. I don't have to
All
bring
right,
up
let's
this
talk
issue.
about.
No.
Well, you don't want to talk about that director?
No. We can... Stop. I know what you're gonna say. No.
What?
Don't say anything.
Okay, but going back to Cocaine Bear,
Elizabeth Banks
directed this one. I was shocked. I found out a couple of weeks ago that she did this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said Elizabeth Banks. Andy got all freaked out about it. Now she wants to go watch it.
She was like, "Oh my God, Pitch Perfect."
No, she was just because she loves Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah.
Because she's been in a lot of stuff. I forgot. She was in Modern Family.
Yes.
She was in 30 Rock.
Yes.
She was also in Scrubs.
Yes.
Elizabeth Banks has been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. She's got a lot of she's been in a lot of little parts here and there.
She's been in a lot of movies too.
Yeah, she's also gotten small parts in movies, but in big, well-known movies like 40-Year-Old Virgin. She was also in Slither.
Yeah, she was in Slither
She
too.
was also in Brightburn.
Knocked Up.
Knocked Up.
So-
was she in Knocked Up?
She was one of the girls that he's trying to hit on.
Oh yeah.
So Andy was giving me a little bit of crap. She was making fun of me for this because we went to, after we watched Cocaine Bear, I went to a friend's party afterwards.
We went
And
invited.
I was like, I was telling Andy, I'm like, go have fun with your friends and your sister, take care of her, whatever, because they were drinking a lot. And I spent my time in the corner researching Elizabeth Banks. And
So you were internet stalking her for a little bit?
I kind of was, and the only reason why was because I wanted to know exactly what she's done.
Yeah, this wasn't her
That's
first
weird.
directing.
Why is that weird? I was
You're a
interested.
weird man.
No, because I was interested in knowing
You're
what she's
at
done.
a party and then you went like,
Because I was thinking about Cocaine Bear.
you were like this at a party.
Yes. I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, well, why is this movie okay?
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Apparently, she's the
That's
young.
what you did.
She was the.
That is what you did.
She holds the record for being having the biggest weekend box office or total whatever it was total box office amount for a movie in a directorial debut.
Was that for Charlie's
Pitch Perfect.
Angels?
No, Pitch Perfect 2.
Oh, Pitch Perfect 2? Oh, okay. I was
Because that was her directorial debut.
oh, that's right. She produced the first one.
I don't know, man. Honestly, Creed 3 might beat it. There's a lot of buzz about Creed 3.
But then I have to be better. Then I have to be Michael B. Jordan.
You can't beat Michael B. Jordan. You couldn't beat him in a foot race.
Probably not.
You couldn't even beat him on looks alone.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Wow. No, honestly, yeah. But still, is that saying, you know what, dude?
Are you trying to say that you're more
No,
better
I'm
looking
just
than
saying.
Michael B.
Look, man.
Jordan?
Okay, sometimes the truth hurts, and right now I don't want to hear that truth.
Listen.
Michael B. Jordan's a handsome-looking
Get
man.
a picture of you and Michael B. Jordan. And go to Andy and go, which one? You can marry him right now. He'll have all my memories. Which body would you prefer me to have?
This hurts. You see what you've done? You see what you've done? You see what you've done? This is stabbing me in the heart.
He doesn't want to know that answer.
No,
that's why.
you know what? Fine. Let her be. She's an adult. She can do her own decisions.
You don't need to ask the question. You know the answer. I would want that body. What are you talking about? Kidding me?
Give me 5 years. Give me 5 years.
5 years?
5 years.
5
Yeah,
years
dude.
today.
No, if you want to do it healthy, yeah.
What day is it today?
It's February 27th,
All right.
10:07.
And the clock starts now.
No, thinking about it. Gosh, stop.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
You see it here. See it here.
5 years from now. 5 years from now.
I want to see 5 years from now. You just. I want to see you play spoons on your abs. Just,
Okay, fine. Fine. You don't think I will? I will.
no, you won't.
All right, fine. Issue 137, remember that.
So Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
You like tacos.
You will be snorting cocaine off my abs, dude.
Damn.
Dude, I'm in.
Yeah.
I am so in.
Friendship goals.
Yeah, that is a friendship goal right there. So lube up Brian and snort some cocaine off him.
Cocaine bear. Okay,
Cocaine
overall,
bear.
I thought it was okay, but what do you guys think about it?
I thoroughly liked it. One scene I keep running through my head that I think I enjoyed, I said it after we saw the movie, was the ambulance scene. Because I think for me, it was the combination of just like the actors in that scene and then the music and then just like how brutal everything was. It really stuck with me.
So, spoiler alerts for Cocaine Bear. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, then come back, listen to the rest of this podcast. I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree. The ambulance scene was probably the most fun. But I think Monica and I both agreed after watching that movie that you just didn't want to root for the bear at that point. You're just like, dude, this bear's an asshole, dude.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest gripe with me is that they didn't make the bear likable or even rooting for the bear.
No.
Or even rooting for anyone, because you made a good idea about having someone or something against the bear, like an antagonist or a protagonist of some sort.
Because they set up the guy from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
In the very beginning with the first kill,
Mm-hmm.
they set it up where the bear kills his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler for Cocaine Bear. In first like 15, 20 minutes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then he didn't die. He was able to get away.
Yeah, and then at the end they killed him off screen.
Did he die off screen?
He died off screen. That's when Ray Liotta's characters, they find the hiker, and that was him.
Oh, I thought that was a wife.
No, that was the wife.
No, it was the guy died.
Oh, I
'Cause
thought
he
it was
fresh.
the wife.
No, he had the same shirt. It was the same shirt.
It was kind of dark.
I'm gonna rewatch it with Danny anyway.
Yeah,
So
I
I'll
gotta
probably-
rewatch that. But I enjoyed this movie. I just kind of wish that the bear had better motives.
Then it just want cocaine.
Well, because that was the thing though, is that it didn't at a certain point just want cocaine. It just wanted to kill.
Yeah, it was weird because when
people didn't have cocaine,
yeah,
it was killing.
because the perfect example is the ambulance scene. There was no cocaine around them.
There was the assumption of cocaine.
Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna get demonetized for saying cocaine so much.
Fine.
We're not getting monetized, but this is gonna get like blacklisted. No, but
Fine.
honestly,
The white stuff.
the talcum
Devil's
powder.
candy. Devil's candy.
No-
Pixie sticks.
No sugar.
No, that's still gonna get us flagged.
Powdered sugar.
Who cares? Whatever.
the
Susan
white
retired anyways. Susan Wojcicki, CEO of YouTube, she retired. So we're free.
Anyway, but that was the thing though, is that they didn't. If she would have just been attacking, because the bear's a she. Because even
Oh yeah, the
'Cause
bear
that was
is a mom.
yeah, the bear's a mom. But if she would have attacked only when only when the white stuff was around.
Just say cocaine. No one cares.
I do. Even when it's around. I mean, only when it was around. Then I feel like I would have understood. Then I would have been like, oh.
But that
like,
was the
it's
thing is
feeding.
there was the assumption of cocaine in that ambulance scene because when one of the paramedics tries to get off the bag, she sees the red bag and assumes that has cocaine in it, right?
But she doesn't stop. She chases the ambulance.
Exactly. So that's what I was telling Renee was just like, to me it bothered me because every kill up to that point, she went to go snort cocaine afterwards, or they had some sort of cocaine on them.
Yeah.
That's what got her to basically say like, I got to go after this person.
But that was the other thing though, is that I don't understand, because if there was cocaine in the vicinity of that area, because there was a bunch that the wildlife specialist ran into, why did she go to the sheriff's hut in the first place?
That's true.
Why was it even there when there was more? See, they moved the bear around just to make scenes. So what I figured was that they figured out these interesting scenes, and they just needed to get the bear there. They just needed to figure out, how do we get the bear here? How do we get
happened
this?
to be there?
Yeah,
Essentially.
And you know what the funny thing is? I always kind of questioned why Moose Knuckle failed.
Mm-hmm.
It was Kevin Smith's version of Jaws. It was going to be a moose on the loose, and it was murdering people in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the reason why.
Well,
they're
that's
already doing Cocaine Bear.
I think they were in development for Cocaine Bear, and
That sounds about right,
And
yeah.
when because it was about 2 to 3 years ago that he was mentioning it,
Mm-hmm.
and because it was going to be part of the Yoga Hosers
Oh.
trilogy. The last movie was going to be Jay and Silent Bob versus a moose, and it was going through the forest eating and killing people. That would make sense that it couldn't really find a studio or find anybody else if Cocaine Bear was already being developed with Elizabeth Banks.
But
Universal.
I'm gonna because this is what I told you guys, right?
That would make sense though.
Cocaine Bear to me felt like a mixture of like a fun slasher movie because that's kind of what it was.
Well, this is they categorize this as a horror comedy.
As a horror comedy, which is fine, and there were horror elements to it. I mean, there was that scene where the the ranger basically puts her hand on the window and it goes like, and then she like brings it down super slow, like that. Those scares that exist on there. My issue with it is that with like a good slasher, right? You can have good slashers where it's just mindless killing, but like you said, Nick, there has to be that incentive to bring the slasher from point A to point B and a reason for them to basically kill this person. Why are they a threat? Are they just doing it because, are they a threat to this slasher, whatever it is? There was no real threat to the bear because no one really had a weapon. Or
no one could really take down the bear.
No one could. And even still, the idea of the bear just being on cocaine.
Nothing happened.
No, nothing happened. But the idea of the bear basically killing because she was on cocaine still doesn't work because when she was on cocaine, she wrestled one of the guys. And the guy still walked away.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was high. So then what was it? What was the incentive for the bear to kill? It wasn't.
The thing, yeah.
And
they even said that, was it because this was a black bear? They said black bears are usually non-violent, but they said if you challenge it, it could go off on its own. It will leave you alone.
You're better off fighting it than being limp. Whereas a brown, and that was a black bear, right? And then a brown bear, you're supposed to stay limp.
Yeah.
Yes. Black bear, you lay down. Brown bears, you
switch it.
You fight, yeah. Or you like act more menacing.
Yeah.
What I will say is this: highlights of this movie, right? Anytime the bear was on scene or was on a scene, best part of the movie.
Yeah.
The bear was it.
Not gonna lie, I do kind of wish there was more real bear.
Oh, than a digital bear?
This isn't Jackass 4, dude.
That's true. Especially, I think, because the way they wanted the bear to move around, obviously, being a bear that has to be.
They wanted it more cartoony.
Yeah, and like they gave it facial expressions, which was interesting. But when the scenes when you had to see the bear and look at it, it was scary to see that bear. Sometimes they gave it like a really good scary face.
She had a slash, like a cut on her face where her eye was. Anytime she like was snorting cocaine, she'd like, you can tell it hit her. Or whenever she wanted to go after someone, the eyes just frowned and all of a sudden like you knew you were like, that was it.
Yeah.
Dead. That moment. But to me, none of the real life human characters were at all interesting besides the kids. The kids were kind of funny.
The kids were funny. I liked Ice Cube's son in here. He was funny.
Yeah.
He was funny.
Who's Ice Cube's son?
O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Yeah, the dude with the jersey.
The dude with the jersey just kept getting messed up.
That was his kid?
Time.
That's Ice Cube's son.
Ice Cube's kid.
That chemistry took the entire film to build, and I didn't like them until the end of the movie.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Really?
I liked. I honestly, I think O'Shea Jackson Jr. is pretty good.
I was annoyed because I'm like, why do I care? They're drug dealers. Just nothing to care about them.
Yeah,
like it was just okay. It was kind of funny.
Well,
I feel like that
they
also is your
shoehorned
own personal thing.
Well, they also shoehorned
What?
in the whole.
I feel like that's like your own, like, you know.
No.
I feel like
they're
you
drug
can't-
dealers.
yeah.
I don't really care.
You
about
really
them.
need to give drug dealers a second chance.
You haven't met my drug dealer, right?
Yeah. You haven't found the right one.
No, it's just like, think about it, right? Like when we first meet him, right? We know that what's it called? Sid's kid, the like one of the two pairs. Basically, he saw someone he loved died in front of her, and he's sad, and he's like, oh well, I don't want to be part of this business anymore. Yada yada yada. Like the story didn't develop enough for me to actually care
I see
about
what you
it.
mean.
I think it's so funny that, because I was thinking about it earlier, and I just want to be in the pitch meeting that Elizabeth Banks had, where she goes, "What if we made Kangaroo Jack?" And then turned it from a kangaroo into a bear.
God damn it, dude! It is Kangaroo Jack.
Kangaroo Jack.
And it just murders everybody.
I
instead
don't
the
ever
Kangaroo
want to see Kangaroo Jack again because I'm afraid it might not age well.
No,
It
it's not
didn't.
good. It's not
It
good.
doesn't
It's not
age
good,
well.
right?
It's not
Okay.
good.
But That's what this movie is. It's
No.
Kangaroo Jack, but with a bear.
Oh my god.
That's kind of is. I mean, but I'm thinking about it.
It's Kangaroo Jack on cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just Kangaroo Jack. Because it has the same premise of like it's two mobsters.
Yeah.
Trying to get their bag of
Two
drugs.
people involved.
No,
in the
they had
mob or
but they had a
something.
bag of money that he put inside of his sweater, and they
Yeah.
put the sweater on the kangaroo, and they were trying to get the sweater off the
That's
kangaroo.
right.
Whereas this one is the bear is hunting down their coke. It's Kangaroo Jack.
That's interesting. I didn't think about it that way.
The only thing that this movie was missing was the bear rapping.
Oh, God.
It's the only thing we were missing from this movie.
Oh my god. What were we gonna say?
No, I was like, I think for me, the movie would have felt more satisfying if something did happen to the bear, but obviously the bear doesn't OD, the bear doesn't die or fall or something like that, or get killed in any sort of way.
No.
But you could tell that because they ended it that way, they want to do a sequel.
It's open to a sequel.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
that was the other
like-
thing too, is that at the very end of the movie, it shows that the cops are there, and
Yeah.
the cops are dealing with the situation of the whole ambulance and whatever happened over at the sheriff's station
Yeah.
and everything else, and just like the horror that's been going on the mountain. And then it then shows you that apparently there's hikers that are filming this bear.
Yeah. Apparently they're letting people walk through the mountain
Yeah, like,
freely.
see, but
after
that's-
the whole scene.
nobody went like we need to make a hunting party, which also that would be a sick movie. Could you imagine the Predator movie where they have like all of these like awesome people who are just hunters,
Yeah.
and they're all hunting cocaine bear?
Yeah.
See, that's not a bad
That's
idea.
a sequel.
That's a sequel.
I'm going to
Yeah.
propose this.
Yeah.
Okay, if Paramount wants to reach out, look, this movie, what do they have to lose? They're going to make their budget back. It's a $30 million movie. I think it already made its budget back off this opening weekend. Ant-Man and the Wasp beat it, but still, like,
it's a Marvel
it's a
movie.
Marvel movie. Of course, it's going to. We thought that Cocaine Bear was going to win
No,
this weekend.
I didn't.
But
I knew Cocaine Bear.
Look,
wasn't gonna
Paramount,
win, but
if they want to reach out to us and give some newbies the opportunity to screenplay this Cocaine Bear 2 script, we can do it. I think we got some pretty good ideas. We can't talk about it.
72.6 million worldwide.
Worldwide, and it made opening weekend was 11.4, but overall it did make 72.
There it is.
So it's
So
already
it made its money. and
It made
more.
its money back and more. That's
So
fine.
there will be a Cocaine Bear too.
So then let's write it. Let's write Cocaine Bear 2.
I think a Cocaine Bear 2, and then what
High
you
on
do,
life.
But what you do is then you go bigger. You get Keanu Reeves. You get. You get Tom-
bear.
You get Tom Cruise. You get Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they go hunting.
Why are
for
you
a
giving
bear.
people our idea?
And they go hunting this bear
Why are you giving people this
because
idea?
it's on record. And if anybody steals it, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna get a.
We thought about this first.
I want to get a story credit.
Produced by our executive producers.
Exactly.
Keep it with the
What,
nerds.
you don't understand how story credits work?
Yeah, I know.
I want to get paid for just coming up with an idea and, and then them using a very similar idea.
I think Cocaine Bear is fun.
Yeah.
Just to wrap it up, it was a fun movie.
Overall, it did its job. It made me entertained.
It's a movie that I feel like you really need to think about who you recommend to. You
I
can't just
was
throw around this
so-
movie as like, oh yeah, go watch it.
I was so worried while watching it with Monica because halfway through it, I'm like, this movie is hilarious and I'm enjoying it. But,
I like it. You're all
like, I like this movie, but that could mean that Monica is hating this entire movie. And I'm going to hear it when we're done. And then
yeah.
as soon as we left, she was like, I liked it. It was dumb, but it was like that good kind of dumb. And I'm like, thank God.
I think Andy will probably like it only because it's Elizabeth Banks.
Oh, Mandy will like this movie regardless. She likes all these ridiculous movies. She likes The Love Guru.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shh, wait, hold on.
That
She
bar
I'm
is
likes-
not,
so low.
I'm not proud of that.
Wait, hold on. Is that her favorite movie?
No, she just likes watching that movie. Like when it's on, I go, "Oh, change it." She goes, "No, I like this movie." I'm like, "Okay,
I'm sure.
I'm gonna go."
The
into it."
Love Guru?
Yeah.
Is that her favorite?
No, it's not. Like I said, it's not her favorite
just
movie.
likes it.
She just likes it, and I'm like, "Really? You really gonna sit down and watch The Love Guru?"
I don't know. Is that as bad as That's My Boy? Because I like that movie.
I like that. That's my boy. I like that movie.
Yeah, I think that movie. I think that actually
Yeah.
might be Adam Sandler's best movie he's made in a while.
I don't know about that, but still, it's a good film. Like,
All right, so we got to wrap this up because we got one more topic to talk about. We're bringing back the conversation of comic books.
Why? We don't talk about that stuff here.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. In a comic book store, we don't talk about comic books.
No, we
Renee hears it all the time from people that walk into the store. It's like, hey,
Comic
so Do you have this Batman comic? This story where Batman's a detective?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which can you show me one?
I just
Get out.
No, the reason we're talking about comic books is because
Have you had that moment in Clerks where they go like, "Hey, where are your new releases?" And just a
No,
sign
yeah,
that says
no,
new
I've had
releases?
that. Yeah, I've literally had that.
So where do you have your comic books?
I literally go like that. Yeah, and they're like, oh, it says new this week.
You know what's interesting? You get a lot of questions about manga or
I
manga.
did. Yeah.
Manga, excuse me.
So really quick, I had a guy that called me, and it was on Sunday. He calls me up. It's mind you, it's 3:00. I close at 4. He calls me. He goes, "Hi, yes, I'm heading towards your store. It says I'll get there by 3:30." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. I close at 4." "Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to let you know too is that I take a long time of looking around." And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, "Well, are you gonna buy something?" He's all like, "I'll definitely try to buy something, but I'm just gonna let you know that when I get there, I want to see everything that you have." I'm like, "Okay, well, I don't have a lot, but you're free to look around and stuff like that." And then he comes in, he just takes a quick skim, doesn't buy anything, and leaves.
That's just
Quick skim?
Yeah, he just looks around, because there's only a few places we have manga. We have it right there in that little corner, and then we have it like underneath the comic wall, right? That's it. That's all the manga we have. And he just kind of looked around, and then he's all like, "Can I sit down on the floor and look at him?" Like, "Yeah, you can. I'm not going to tell you no." He's all, "Okay." And then he just looks around.
See, but that's not your fault. That's just kind of like, hey, as a customer, understand that the store has hours to work with,
Yeah.
and that's it. Yeah, because you've also got a life to go home to
Yeah,
as well.
like you chose
do?
to leave at this certain time.
No, he just gets into his, what is it called? Cryogenic pod in the back.
I thought
And
you
just-
slept in the back of the store.
That's what some people think.
Cryogenic pod, dude. That's all it is. Talking about comics, the Ultimate Universe, which we once thought was going to be permanently disbanded and forever done,
Yeah.
is coming back.
It's coming back. Yes.
So if you're not familiar with the Ultimate Universe in Marvel Comics, basically it's an alternate universe where characters have different origins. And I think
the whole premise of the Ultimate Universe was to reestablish Marvel characters in a modern world.
And yes.
And that's what the whole was. So it was telling the origins of both Avengers, X-Men, and Spider-Man in particular in a modern day, while Marvel Comics was doing it, but they're still going off of like the original origins. Like
Miles
back in
is
the
from
19th.
Ultimates, right?
Yes.
That's where we get Miles Morales.
That's
and
where
stuff like
the
that.
original Peter Parker dies at the hands of Green Goblin.
So essentially, this universe died in the hands of writer Jonathan Hickman writing the Secret Wars story arc that happened a couple of years back, I think 2018 or something. And he is the one that is coming back and writing, which is called The Ultimate Invasion, which has to do with both Miles Morales and Reed Richards from this universe. But the thing is that Reed Richards is essentially a bad guy and from this universe because he's crazy in his head, thinking that he is like the all-knowing, all-purpose, smartest.
He grew
person.
too smart for his own good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when Jonathan Hickman was asked about bringing this back, he says, revisiting the idea of Ultimate Comics couldn't be replicating or revisiting what Brian did, which is the artist. What Brian did in the original Ultimate. Oh, no, not Brian. Brian Michael Bendis. Brian Michael Bendis is one that created the Ultimate Universe. Brian in his original Ultimates, creating a streamlined, modernized version of that would eventually become the spin of the MCU, which is true. That's where a lot of the MCU takes from.
They do take from the Ultimates.
Yeah, they do take a lot from the Ultimate Universe. From the MCU, and certainly couldn't be what I did, which was a final chapter of pre-existing universe. He said, we also thought that the very idea of the Ultimate Comics needed to be inverted from what the original universe was. We wanted to be something that could really only exist in the comic space, a new way of thinking about and enjoying, a new version of the Marvel Universe. Because I'm pretty happy to say that it feels like we've accomplished those things, and we're very excited for everyone to get to read it. Then he went on to say, it's been more than 20 years since I started work on the Ultimates, a project that would have been big impact on my own career and beyond. So when Marvel came to me with the idea of revisiting the Ultimate Universe with the man who so brilliantly and spectacularly destroyed the last one, I was both feet in. Hitch said, this is the artist he's working with. He says, Jonathan is a terrific writer of big, spiraling epics, and we've talked about working together for more than once. So this new Ultimate Universe adventure to unite us is very exciting. I get to bring 2 decades of new experiences as an artist and storyteller to this. It's new, different, familiar. It's a big budget, high concept, widescreen storytelling. I feel right at home.
So here's my issue with this.
Yeah.
Like you've said it before, we've said it countless times on this podcast.
Yeah.
Nothing's dead in the comic book world.
Nothing really dies. Even when they did that in the New 52. When the New 52 got relaunched, or bringing back the more modern of DC Universe, they got rid of the golden age of DC characters.
Mm-hmm.
So JSA wasn't a thing. Dr. Fate wasn't a thing. It was getting rid of the early age and more focusing on what was our money makers. What do like
The big
essentially millennials like?
Yeah.
And
Batman,
it's-
Wonder Woman,
Yeah,
Flash,
Justice
Green
League,
Lantern.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then they basically did that in Rebirth, where they brought back. It's not technically a reboot, but basically they said that, oh well, the Golden Universe is not gone; it's just been forgotten, and they brought it back. And now we have our DC Universe that we have
It's
now.
the same thing with Flashpoint.
Yeah.
As well, because then during was it it was Watchmen or Clockdown or what was
the
it?
Doomsday
Clock.
Yeah.
Doomsday Clock.
Yeah,
There it
Doomsday
is.
Clock.
Yeah, the what was it? All of the Flashpoint characters started popping back up.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it happens in comics of like this universe is destroyed, but not really.
It's been in a pocket universe.
yeah, it's
this
been
whole
the
time.
pocket universe, and it's still been going.
Peter
on.
Parker is dead,
They've
but
all been in
not
s-
really. He's
or
in the
like-
subconscious.
Or like the universe is gone, but these 5 characters were able to go into this like
So it
this
looks
portal and jump to a different universe.
It looks like
before
they're
it
doing
ended.
that with the founder, aka Reed Richards and Miles Morales.
Yeah.
The founder has found a way to bring back the Ultimate Universe, but looks like he needs Miles to do it.
This is interesting because obviously, like, we're going to be invested in reading to see what's going to happen,
Yeah.
right? Because Marvel hasn't had a big arc since Secret Wars. It
No,
technically
they-
tried
they-
to.
Okay, nothing that's at least impact the Marvel universe in the comic universe. There've been story arcs that's happened, obviously. But Jonathan Hickman is a phenomenal writer, and anything he writes for Marvel is good and beautiful and will sell.
Yeah.
So him taking on this is really interesting. He's essentially fixing what he did in Secret Wars. I don't want to say it's a sequel to Secret Wars, but it's more like he's taking what he thought was a good idea, but then now Marvel's like, well, we want you to bring that back.
Well, Secret Wars wasn't bad. Secret Wars was pretty good.
No, but he did kill a universe.
He did.
Yeah,
He
killed
did.
a lot of universes.
To me, when Secret Wars came out, my initial thought was, okay, we have to streamline all these characters because there's way too many things that are going on right now. We have way
'Cause-
too many
yeah,
origins.
'cause at the time, Miles Morales was selling like crazy. Like,
Yeah.
everyone loved Miles Morales, but he wasn't in the 616 universe.
And what Secret was it? AVX or was it Secret? No, it was Secret Wars where Peter and where was it?
What?
Peter and Miles had a conversation where Miles tells Peter that his greatest failure was allowing Peter Parker to die in
I
his
think that
universe.
was either in Spider-Verse or
That was Spider-Verse.
or Worlds Collide, where
Yeah.
they both met.
And so it's interesting to have those two characters like meet, like with one being one essentially seeing the loss of like a mentor,
Yeah.
right, and the other one losing the first love of his life,
Yeah.
and then kind of like being able to relate in that sense, right?
Isn't Into the Spider-Verse also coming out this month?
Yeah. No, a
That
couple
comes out
months.
April.
April, yeah.
April, there it is.
April. So you get to see all that, right? It's
Yeah.
interesting because now you have and want to have these two universes exist, but to what degree?
Yeah.
Right? And I can see this kind of being a way for Marvel to sell comics.
Mm-hmm.
My only fear is this, is that the comics that Marvel has created so far have been flops. There's no real interest or even investment for me to go out there and say like, oh, I want the new U.S. agent. Oh, I want the new, I don't know or another She-Hulk comic that comes out. There's
Yeah.
no real reason because the shows are out on TV
Yeah.
or they're out as a movie.
Well, now it's funny that you say that. We've had our She-Hulk comic sales kind of go down since the show's been over now.
Yeah.
The hype went down.
Yeah,
what it
exactly.
is. And it's interesting that they're doing this because this is only This is very marketing to just comic book readers, that
Which
have
is
been
fine.
Yeah, but I see that they're also selling it because Jonathan Hickman's writing it. Like I said, he's a great writer. He's
Yeah.
big. He's a huge hitter for Marvel right now and stuff. So it's interesting that they've decided they're going to do this. They're going to bring back the Ultimate Universe, and I want to see how's that going to coherent with the 616 universe. Are we just going to go back and forth and stuff, or how long will it last?
If Marvel's smart, which they haven't been the last couple of months, comic book wise, or even studio wise. They've been kind of like on the downhill, basically. Again, still not agreeing with you with the whole Feige thing, but if Marvel's smart, this basically means that they could streamline the 616 universe comic books and kind of get rid of all the junk that they don't need, keep the main, comic books alive, and use the Ultimate Universe to kind of like revitalize and revamp. Other characters that maybe need a different origin story, more modern origin story. That would be interesting, right?
That'd be interesting. I would love to see a more an origin story for like characters like Moon Knight or She-Hulk, if they did that.
Just
reestablish
them. That would make a lot more sense. Or even give the Ultimate Universe a newer set of Avengers, or
because there's
more focus on other ones.
There's basically a set of Marvel characters that are famous now that weren't established in the Ultimate Universe. Like you can do something with Shang-Chi, you can do something with, like we said, Moon Knight, you can do something with Monica Rambeau or Captain Marvel and stuff. Those weren't established in the Ultimate Universe before.
And now you can.
You can.
And you can still keep your big hitters like Peter Parker dead, because that's still a good influence for Miles Morales right there. He can carry what Peter Parker has taught him here in the 616 universe, take it over to the Ultimate Universe, right? Now, going on to a different topic is the reason why I said that Marvel Comics isn't really being smart right now. One of the big things is that kind of was talked about a little bit in popular media. It was mentioned, and then it kind of like went away super quick, but it is worth mentioning. Issue 20 of The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I haven't kept up with The Amazing Spider-Man as much, the comic books, because I'm getting really tired. I think I'm having that fatigue that you feel.
Well, I have a lot of people. You're not the only one. I have a lot of people dropping Amazing Spider-Man right now.
Yeah, because it makes no sense. You've said this before, Nick, where it's like, why can't Peter Parker stay happy? Why can't we just keep him as a successful inventor? Why do we keep needing to bring these problems to him, right?
It's because once you write him out of a specific situation, then they get lost on where exactly should we take Peter Parker. And then they then go, and then a new artist or a new writer comes in, or I would say a new writer comes in, and then they go, well, we need to bring him, like, this is way too complicated. We need to bring him back down to ground one.
We need to ground him down to his foundation.
Yeah, we need to go back to his foundation and start him back up again. But the problem is that we've done this little yo-yo for the last, 80 years?
I would even know, because you know what? The first 500 issues of The Amazing Spider-Man were pretty decent in the sense that I felt like whenever there was a yo-yo, it was an interesting arc, like the Clone Saga, the last 50 or so issues of ASM, where right before he dies was pretty good. You still had good stories, but it wasn't the big yo-yo where he loses everything.
That's what I mean though, is that I like what's going on right now with him and Mary Jane. This whole, we're just friends.
Which was mentioned in issue 20.
Yeah, which was mentioned in issue 20. But the idea is that we're just friends, and I'm sure that there's gonna be I'm sure they're gonna backpedal on this. This is like, we're saying this, but
we're losing sales on the comic books. We need to bring them back. Kind of thing, yeah.
But we're gonna backpedal because everybody wants Mary Jane and Black Cat, but because people ship Black Cat and Spider-Man together, and they want Black Cat and Spider-Man together because that's like his Catwoman and everything. Not everybody.
For reference, issue 20 is where Peter Parker and Felicity basically have this little confrontation with the Silicon Brothers.
They've been
which is a new team, I guess.
Yeah, Black Cat and Spider-Man have been both featured in the past 3 issues, including this one.
So my big thing is that I wouldn't be surprised if in Spider-Man 4 we have a Black Cat.
Which is fine. That's fine.
I don't mind. And I think that would be interesting if we have Black Cat inside the movies, we have everything else. But my thing is that it's the same problem I have with Batman, too, of they can never be happy. Like Batman finally gets with Catwoman. Finally, she joins the Bat family.
But they're making that much more firm. Have you noticed that?
They are.
Because before with Batman, he was jumping around with Batgirl, Catwoman.
But for a while, it was just Catwoman straight.
Who's Ra's al Ghul's daughter?
Talia.
And then at one point, didn't he also have a romance with Zatanna?
Yeah, but that's more of that's also more of a Nightwing thing.
Okay. Yeah. But they jumped around, and now Batman's kind of getting it on with Catwoman a lot more.
Yeah.
Well, he's been stable with Catwoman. I mean, to the point where they were about to get married.
Yeah.
where Batman proposes to Catwoman, and it's like, oh my god, Batman's finally gonna be married. Like that's gonna be awesome. Like that is such a different take on the character of like what happens when Bruce Wayne is married. Same thing with what happens when Peter Parker is married and happy. What happens to these characters? And then somebody then goes, whoa, not a lot. We should really stop this. Like, let's put a monkey wrench in this, and then kind of go like, oh, well, the marriage fell apart because of, Batman's afraid of all of his villains going after this person. It's like, come on, dude. Like, that's dumb.
But see, this is where Marvel Comics falls apart because we've already said Spider-Man is their big hitter. Spider-Man's their big boy.
But he's
their big money maker.
I'm not gonna lie, he's boring.
He's boring now, and he wasn't boring when they revamped it after Superior Spider-Man.
No,
that arc was pretty good.
That was pretty good. And then also when Nick Spencer took over and basically kind of like undid everything that Dan Slott did, it was really good. He basically fixed the whole like, oh yeah, Peter doesn't have the company anymore, but he has to go back to college because his term paper that he wrote was a plagiarism on Otto Octavius's previous works and stuff like that. And so then what he did good also was reestablishing the Mary Jane and Peter Parker relationship.
They were happy.
It was Mary Jane finally realizing that she can't ask Peter to stop being Spider-Man for the sake of the relationship because that's not fair. And that showed that she was being selfish at one point too, because she knows that Peter can't stop being Spider-Man. Even if he wanted to, he still needs, because it's his legitly responsibility to be Spider-Man and save people.
And you can kind of see them adding that aspect to the video game.
Yeah,
because even inside of the Spider-Man PlayStation 5, in the PlayStation game for Spider-Man, that's kind of where Mary Jane and him leave off. Of like she realizes the city needs a Spider-Man. There's nothing if I were to tell you to stop being Spider-Man, I'd be being selfish. I know the world needs a Spider-Man.
But this is what I hate so much about this Black Cat scenario, right? I was going to say Catwoman. This Black Cat scenario, right? Gwen is the girl he lost. Mary Jane is the girl he can't have. And Black Cat is just, what is it? The fling, right? It's the rebound girl.
You know what? Make it interesting. Give him a new love interest.
A whole new one?
Silk! You had Silk!
No, but
no. Yeah. But I mean, like, just give him somebody else.
You had Silk for a while.
I know, but like, give him a brand new hero, or even like
just a new regular girl,
just a new regular person that like it is either like a Spider-Man fan or not even
a new girl that challenges Mary Jane, because Mary Jane's trying to grow as an individual, and she's like, I'm not going to be selfish by telling you can't be Spider-Man, so I'm going to let you do whatever it is that you want. But somehow this new love interest, this new girl, is able to grow up and be her own independent person while also understanding the responsibilities of Spider-Man, and challenges Mary Jane's kind of like beliefs and foundation of like why they can't ever be together. That's more interesting.
Also, what about if he's able to find this new girl and he's able to make it work? She figures out that he's Spider-Man. Make her smarter than everybody else, and she sees certain things, or she sees a picture of Spider-Man or something else. She figures it out. Make her fucking sorry.
126.
You're good.
126 at the very end. I got it. Make her, what was it? Make her figure it out. Where she doesn't need to be told by Peter. She doesn't need to be told by anybody else. She figures out, oh, he's Spider-Man.
But see,
I'm proud of my boyfriend for being a hero.
Yeah, that's the interesting part. Is in the video game, Mary Jane's written in a way where she doesn't rely on Spider-Man to kind of be her own person.
Yeah.
She's still capable and strong enough to do whatever it is that she wants to do and go throughout her entire career. And she kind of teases Spider-Man about the sense of like, oh, you can do this, you can do that, go get him, tiger kind of stuff. That dynamic is interesting because he no longer has to worry about Mary Jane. Mary Jane no longer has to worry about Spider-Man.
Because they're a partnership.
Because there's a partnership. The idea of giving him another girl that will work together and kind of be a long-term relationship, I don't know why that's so scary for a lot of writers. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, why do you, and it goes back to that foundation. You need to make him happy. You need to give him that idea. And Black Cat doesn't do that. Black Cat is a sex icon.
Mm-hmm.
She's much more than that individually,
Yeah.
but around Parker, all she does is flirt.
She's a thirst trap.
She is.
I feel like she's just a copycat.
Basically. Yeah.
Well, she is a copycat. She's
Give-
copying from her own dad. Her dad was Black
Yeah.
Cat too. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay, you want a high five? I know you want
I do.
credit. There you go.
I do.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
your
good
credit. There you
one.
go.
That's
That's a good one. but it's a safe bet.
Yeah.
And I'm getting tired of this. I'm getting tired of Spider-Man basically in the comic books just kind of getting these safeties. Okay, we don't know what we're doing with him, so we're just gonna do this. And I read the end of that of this issue. I kind of get where they're going with it, which is kind of like, oh, well, you don't know what you want, and Black Cat's just kind of manipulating his mind. I can see a total rewrite where it says he was lost in his head and he was lost in the moment, and now he wants Mary Jane back. It's stupid. Let's do something more interesting. Do what Nick did, or what Nick said.
Why not allow her to be the girl in the chair? Give her that ability to go, okay, cool. You're Spider-Man. I'm also an inventor. I'm also
Mary Jane?
like whoever his new love interest could be.
Which is fine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's more involved in his Spider-Man
and
life.
you know, and she's an inventor, and she wants to, and she's like, oh yeah, like it'd be really great if I could ever show Spider-Man some of my designs. I think I could fix a lot of things that he's doing, and then that could really interest Peter from an intellectual point of view and show a different way, because he's been after his lustful, he's been after the girl next door. Get somebody that would actually, challenge Peter.
A rival.
Like a nice rival where it was like, oh yeah, she's just as smart as Peter.
Mm-hmm.
If she had the Spider-Man powers, maybe she would even be a better Spider-Man than than he is, because she's a genius.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. And even if it eventually ends in, oh, she turns into a villain like all Spider-Man villains do, but at least give him somebody new. Give him somebody that could challenge him, somebody that can spark something new in Mary Jane, and maybe even Black Cat, of seeing like, oh wow, this is a very solid relationship.
I don't understand what the interest of Black Cat is, because if you notice that she's been on and off in the comic books for the last
Yeah.
20
Well,
20 issues.
No, this past year she's been featured in a lot of stuff. She has had her own series. She's had an Iron Cat series where she teamed up with Iron Man,
because she's showing up in the new Spider-Man movie.
and she gets her own Iron Cat suit essentially. And
I'm telling you, she's showing up in a movie.
That's fine.
She's teaming up with Mary Jane right now.
But
That was actually a pretty interesting comic book.
Mm-hmm.
The one where she teams up with Mary Jane.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's my issue. Is that she's going to be in the new movie, Spider-Man 4, and they're building us up for that, right? We understand Black Cat's origin. We understand the dynamic that Black Cat and Spider-Man have. But right now, the comic books haven't given her a good origin.
They haven't written it in a way where it's kind of like, why is she
Interesting.
here? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what sucks, because Black Cat is an interesting character. She is that flirtatious aspect. She's the no candy for Spider-Man, where he has his responsibilities and he's got to do these things, and then Black Cat comes in and she's just like, "Oh, I'm here to distract you, Peter," and he's like, "Nope, can't do it." But then looks over and is like, "No."
But and you know what? I have to give a credit to the PS4 to the PlayStation game. That's kind of how they. That's very much.
That's
how
what
they
it
write
is.
That's how they write Black
Essentially,
Cat.
yeah.
Where
Yeah.
he's with Mary Jane, and
Black
she
Cat
shows-
comes in to throw.
And then Black Cat just comes to throw a monkey wrench in the entire situation. And he's like, "No, I'm happy." And then she's like, "Yeah, but are you?" And he's like, "Yes, I'm happy. Me and her are in a good place." She's like,
But are you?
"But are you?" And then he's like, "Oh yes, stop doing this to me."
Okay, fine.
Yeah, and then she leaves, and then she.
But
and then
are
you're-
you?
Yeah, then she leaves, and then eventually you're like, oh, and then he goes, "She was using me the whole time."
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how that
Yeah.
DLC is.
and
DLC.
the whole time she was using me, and that's also a very interesting. That's also really interesting. I think that's great. If that's they're using Black Cat for, that'd be cool. But I also wouldn't mind, and I do that. That is where I think it is. I think they're introducing Black Cat. They want Black Cat more inside the comic books, so that way, in case a casual viewer were to ever pick up a comic book, they would see Black Cat. So that way, when the movie, when Spider-Man 4 comes out and Black Cat shows up, everybody goes, "I know who that is," and then you go, "Okay, cool." Like people know who that is. That's great.
They have an idea.
They just need to write her origin. They need to make her a solid
Ultimate
character.
Universe.
And in the Ultimate Universe, we get in the Ultimate Universe.
A love
we get
interest for
Miles
Miles.
gets his own black cat.
I'm down for that.
the Black Lizard.
We got to wrap up this issue.
It's the version. He doesn't have a lizard yet.
Thank you guys for joining us here this issue at Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 137. Just a reminder, go follow us on our socials, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Keeping Up with the Nerds. Follow our website at keepingupwiththenerds.com for all the up-to-date information. Follow us on YouTube. Why am I forgetting words? Oh my God, I feel like we crashed right before the episode, and we cannot do that. Or the issue, excuse me. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel and Keeping Up with the Nerds. Content to come. That's all I'm going to say because I'm forgetting words. Also follow us on audio platforms, Spotify, Google Podcast, and Pod. Renee, take away, please.
This has been Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 137. My name is Renee.
Nick.
This is Brian.
Signing out from Undersea Comics. We'll see you all next time.
Woo!